we are again, Two Garage Guys Show. Our special guest today is Ted Haggarty, aka Teddy Haggarty, one of our world famous artists here from Tacoma, Washington, who's been involved not only with his artwork, but in music, in acting, in film, and also some of the documentaries you made. The movies that you made to promote your artwork and that, and which is now being shown in different parts of the world.
Yes.
And so give me a little background on your art and how you started, because you have real unique, style.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Well, I've always had really good teachers. I grew up in New York a bit before I came to Tacoma, Washington, and I went to the Museum of Modern Art and the Guggenheim in New York City, and that really cemented all my art beliefs. And at the time, pop art was very popular. I got to see Salvador Dali's artwork, Frank Stella, Roy Lichtenstein, all the kind of modern pop artists.
Warhol?
Andy Warhol.
Yeah.
And all those people were still alive. You know, they were living, breathing entities. They weren't like, people who had been dead for a long time. So it still had a real vibrant influence.
And very unique styles in their own.
Yeah, they all had their own pioneering styles, but of course they all got to stand on the shoulders of giants. Nobody was hatched.
Right.
And,
right.
with paintbrush in their beak,
yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah, and then, you have so many talents, here. You also were a stand-in as...
Yeah, lifelong stand-in for Alec Baldwin. I've acted with Al. I started with him on Beetlejuice as his stand-in and photo double.
Today we were up at LeMay Museum at a new Tacoma facility, which is going to open up June 2nd, 2012.
I heard a very special car is going to be there.
Right, and the special car was the Wailers Cadillac and the Cadillac de Mexico. And you did the artwork on that, and this is the original.
Yeah, but you told me the idea. I was banging it out at the studio while you were recording the album.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember.
And which this artwork turned into the final product, which is the Wailers Cadillac de Mexico.
Yes.
And we had a real interesting talk with him, and we had a tour with the car. Did the interview in front of the car, which was painted by you.
Yes.
And Bob Henry.
Bob Henry did the brilliant airbrush work.
Exactly.
And you can see his amazing murals throughout Tacoma on the...
And basically what the car was used for at the time was to draw attention to our Louis Fest, which became one of the festivals here in Tacoma, which we did for 4 or 5 years, and which we may continue to do.
Excellent.
So your artwork...
We had that one right next to where the LeMay Car Museum is, at the Tacoma Dome.
Exactly, yeah. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go and we're going to look at a little bit of the interview here, and
all right.
We'll take a check on the car.
Looking good.
We have a new feature here in Tacoma. It's called the LeMay America's Car Museum. And right now we're sitting here with Scott Keller, who is the Chief Marketing and Communications Officer, and Sandy Scott, who is the events manager at this new museum that's been built in Tacoma. It's a $60 million unit. It's next to the Tacoma Dome, and it has right now about 500 cars. 500
between 450 and 500 will fit in the
Could you tell us a little bit about the museum here and what it's going to feature, and you're going to have other events and you know, several different things, totally different than other similar type museums. Could you explain a little bit about?
Yeah, thanks. It's a great question, a great way to start. You know, the museum is really all about celebrating America's love affair with the automobile. And what we mean by that is that we reckon that everybody has a fond memory of a time and the car was part of it. You know, it could have been coming to watch the group play in the car behind us here.
The Wailers car.
Yeah, Wailers car, exactly. It could very well be the car you went on family vacation with. It doesn't matter, something you saw in a movie. But the whole idea is celebrating people's love affair with the automobile, a connection with the car.
Right. And how many cars do you have in here right now?
Well, right now we're about half full. We have about 250 cars in here now. We're just getting ready to finish moving in and start working on our exhibitry.
And there's 4 different floors of cars.
4 levels. This is a big doggone place. It's 165,000 square feet.
Right.
There's 15 galleries, 10 event spaces, a cafe, a store, slot car track, simulator, theater, and around.
And a theater?
Oh yeah, there's just so much in here.
So rather than just having a car museum, there's going to be several other activities that are going to go on here, several other events.
Sure. That's you know, that's something that's really important. As a matter of fact, Sandy's doing events in here now, has been for months.
And she's the events manager.
Yeah.
So you're going to be planning other types of events, and you have a grassy area out here where you're going to have entertainment.
Well, we'll do bands, Battle of the Bands, anything like that. We want to do car shows, obviously. It's a great venue for that. We will have concerts in the park, hopefully a drive-in movie theater, so that...
a drive-in movie theater?
Yes.
Well, that's perfect. I mean,
it's
where
in the
else
works,
you
anyway.
drive your car in to watch the movie?
Yeah, we were just laughing about it today. We've run into so many young people that say, well, what's that?
Yes.
A drive-in? What?
Are you kidding me?
Instead of the box hanging, you know, off the side, it'll probably either be a radio or another app for...
You know, the one really, you know, thing that you know, we were talking earlier about different eras and how music affected a lot of different people, like in Southern California, where they had the Woodies and the surf music.
The whole surf vibe, yeah.
And, you know, different, you know, drive-in restaurants where they would drive their hot cars in and their hot rods. There was a hot rod era in the late 50s, and then there was custom cars, and everybody took real pride in their automobiles. And I'm sure you're going to have a lot of those.
Oh, we are. We love the connection with music. It's a big deal here, as you know, in the museum. As an example, one of our first exhibits is going to be called the British Invasion. And that's that whole early period of the British rock and roll scene coming over here, and you know, it was the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and the fashion and the pop iconography, and oh yeah, fun little British sports cars.
You know,
too.
and there's a couple bands here in Tacoma that always get invited to, like, Liverpool and these events. Mm-hmm. They do Beatles music very, very well. And maybe that would be something you would feature here, you know, with that typical show.
Oh, that'd be great. As a matter of fact, after we were talking today, I want to go put it on our list to talk about a surf exhibit.
And a surf, and a surf exhibit.
We both grew up in Southern California, so
we want to turn the plaza into a beach and put sand out there.
Oh, that'd be great. These are great events for the car.
Remember, Kent and Buck asked if I could put the car album, the artwork, that feeling, onto the Cadillac. And I said, sure, let me add it. And the way I did it was, Buck was right over my shoulder, and I just tried to knock all my ideas out of my mind, just have him funnel it through the music and through his thoughts, and I rapidly sketched it out. And I'm so happy it's that car and what it represents, which is the history of rock and roll for Tacoma, Washington.
The idea at the time was we were recording the album, Cadillac, New Mexico, and we were going to drive that, which we did start off to go to Mexico. We were going to use it as a promotional, you know, attraction and to draw attention to the album, of course. But we only made it to San Francisco.
I heard that the car and you guys being present caused a bit of a happy commotion.
Oh yeah,
like
we had people chasing us down the street. Yeah, one lady was going, "Oh, I love your car, you know, I love your car," and you know, so a lot of people got to see it. But it was also used to, you know, draw attention to our youth music programs too. You know, which we did, and also to the Louis Fest.
Yes.
And so the car has been very useful. Now it's in the Tacoma Museum. Originally, the car was donated to us by a fellow named Tom Wolf, another Tacoma.
The Wolfman, affectionately known to his friends.
Yeah, you know.
I know
Tom.
Oh.
And then we donated it after our use of it to the LeMay Museum, the American Car Museum.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Exactly.
It's multitasking.
And it will continue to do that
yeah.
because, you know, when we do these other events, which will be in conjunction with the LeMay Museum, hopefully that, you know, the car will be displayed and your artwork continues to be shown. And you have your artwork in several other, I mean, all over the world, but you also have shows here.
Yeah, I did the interior of Jazz Bones, and there's a Jazz Bones 2 up at Woodby Island, which is 4 times bigger than this Jazz Bones. I painted the whole shebang there. Then the exterior of world famous Bob's Java Jive, myself and Tacoma artist Dan Richholt, who's now a professor in New York. We did that.
Work. And you made some kind of a documentary kind of things that you filmed, and those are being shown around the world. Right now in Spain?
Currently, a documentary that we shot here in Tacoma is in Spain.
What's the title of it?
It's called Magnificent Abstraction.
And it's all about
art.
Art, but your art.
Abstract art. And then it pays homage to some Chihuly glass art, which is on permanent display at the Swiss, where we shot it.
You know, sometimes, you know, you kind of wonder where Tacoma's headed, you know, but really Tacoma has been, you know, to me, when we were first doing music here in Tacoma, I always thought there was some magic thing about this particular area. Not so much Seattle or Olympia, but Tacoma became inspirational in a lot of ways with not only music but the art. And so, you know, I mean, there's been a lot of innovative people here, and you happen to be one of them.
It's the city of destiny.
It is.
And you walk into it.
We're always wondering where it's going, but it's going, and it's doing real well right now.
Yeah,
so.
I think it's best to be a mystery. Don't want to spoil it too much.
But people come here to, you know, to check out all these.
Oh, absolutely! Yeah, we're becoming more of a destination.
Right. Okay. So anyway, we'd like to thank Teddy for being here today at the Two Garage Guys shows from Tacoma, Washington, and appreciate it, Teddy. Thank you very much for being here.